excited, super excited to be here live on Amazon to check out all the amazing flowers that we've got here for Mother's Day. How can you go wrong, including my favorite picks? So, thank you for being here. I appreciate this so much. There's nothing better than spending Mother's Day, or at least giving something that you love for Mother's Day. And, and when it comes to flowers, you really want to get the best. So it's Tony here. Thank you so much for being here. I'm featuring some of my favorite picks for Mother's Day. So this one over here is definitely my favorite. I would get the assorted 100 fresh cut flowers. This is what I recommend. That's what I've purchased multiple times, and I've been happy. So this is what it comes down to. I have assorted a bunch of different flowers in there. So basically, if you don't have the budget and you wanted to get something less, no problem. We've got all the different price points for you, right? So that's the key. For Mother's Day, you really want to get the very best. And now is the best time because of the fact that literally you want to show it's not just even your mom, it could be anybody that you really care. So look at the assortment that I got when you get the assorted. And there's something about fresh cut flowers you do not get with other products. You don't get that with the other flowers that are not real. So I would highly recommend you definitely go with the best flowers out there because of the fact that how can you go wrong with fresh cut flowers for Mother's Day? So this is the way to go if you're looking to really to get something a little bit special. So you can see I've got here listed the ones at what is it for the 100 pack, and those are my favorite because I've purchased this multiple times before. It's assorted carnations, right? So carnations are some of the flowers that can last the longest, right? And the only thing you have to watch out for is the fact that they do tend to have the longer stems. So can you see my aunt there? She's got some of the assorted flowers here, and unless your person or your recipient has a larger vase, what happens is that it's not going to be as practical, right? So you're going to have to cut off some of the stems, right? So that is one of the disadvantages, but you get the full impact of the flower. It really is beautiful when you buy the assortment. Look at the assorted colors. My aunt told me she had to give away some to her daughter-in-law and neighbors because there were just so many, and they lasted for weeks. Weeks. That's the beauty of fresh cut flowers. So I would highly recommend you click through and visit the Global Rose store. I've purchased from them multiple times. I'm very happy. So they even have them huge counts. They have a 200, 300, 350, 400. Wow, that's a lot of flowers. So I would stick with the 100 pack of the flowers. They are some of the best flowers you can get, honestly. So only because I've personally purchased them before. I know the quality of what you're getting. So highly recommend these flowers. They're not the cheapest. I mean, you can go around, you can see I put some of the cheaper flowers in the carousel today, but you will be happy with these ones because an assortment of carnations. And carnations are the type of flower that tend to last longer. They make a perfect gift for anniversaries, Mother's Days, Father's Days, whatever event that you have. And I've bought these multiple times. I guess Amazon sources them from somewhere warm, like Mexico or South America, and then they get them to you fresh. If anything, my aunt was saying the biggest issue that she had was the fact that it took her quite a while to unwrap them and unpack them, right? But you know that you're getting some really quality flowers, right? Because the last thing you want to do is is give something and then you find out they weren't the greatest, right? Because you won't know until it's too late. So you can see this assortment that you get in the 100 pack. I'd highly recommend them because the sense of I don't know, like the smell, this the fact that you care enough to get fresh flowers. Um, they don't last forever, but they did last for a couple of weeks. My aunt told me. So I would highly recommend that you click through and figure out why and find out why. Basically, that Global Rose, and you can check out the Global Rose store as well. When it comes to flowers, they have the best selection. They're not the cheapest, but if you want something that will stand out, remember Mother's Day is less than a week away. So you want to make sure you plan stuff out. If you want to give something more than just flowers, or some people, they don't even like flowers. So I've got other options for you. I've got the Acer Spin Intel, but I'm going to be talking about as well the convertible laptop into basically like an oversized phone. It's wonderful. So coming back to the flowers, how can you go wrong? I've curated some of the top picks, and these ones here from the Global Rose store are my top pick when you're looking for some fresh cut flowers to have an impact for Mother's Day. You really want to stand out. That's what I try to do. You know what I mean? From the crowd. And I've curated some of the cheaper options for you as well. So if you don't want to spend so much or you're on a budget, I totally get it. I get it. I understand. So then you've got some other options for you. So you can't go wrong with the assortment. I would definitely recommend, again, choose the 100 pack. If anybody's out there as well listening, let me know what you're up to. What are you planning to do for Mother's Day? Or it doesn't always have to be your mom. What if your mom has passed away and you've got a great aunt, a grandma, or somebody special in your life that you really want to say thank you? And now's a great opportunity. I always find Mother's Day because, we have literally multiple mothers. We have multiple fathers. We have so many people that have come into our lives. So if you want to say thank you, this is my top pick. Click through and find out why I think the 100 pack of the assorted fresh flowers from the Global Rose store. They're assorted carnations, but they make a wonderful, wonderful gift. How can you go wrong and by showing your love when it comes to something like that? These are my top pick when it comes to flowers because it's sort of the neutral thing. Unless they really don't like flowers and they need something else, it's the go-to, right? I've got gift cards in here, I've got laptops and other things, but people love flowers. There's something so elegant. It's got a bit of romance with them too, especially if they show up unannounced. And here's the thing, for Mother's Day, all the delivery guys are going to be backed up, right? And it's the worst because not everybody delivers on Sundays, or maybe your mom's not available on Sunday. So you got to plan for it in advance. That's the best way. You don't know when those flowers will exactly show up. So I would highly recommend you try to plan for those flowers in advance so they show up as close as possible to when you want them to come. So let me know what you're watching, where you're watching from. What are you thinking about? What do you think? Let me know. Where are you watching from? There we go. That's an easy question. Let me know what kind of flowers do you like? What's your favorite color? What kind of flowers do you think that would make an impact? Look at the assortment that you get in here. You can't go wrong with some of these flowers here. So again, let me know what you've been up to. Let's see. We're going to be talking about pillows. when we talk about a lot of this stuff. So if you like it, give us a like, give us a comment, like and share. If you're liking what we're talking about today, we're talking about my top picks for fresh cut flowers. These are the ones I've personally bought multiple times because I want to make sure when I'm giving it to a mom, a grandmother, an aunt, somebody that you truly love, that they're getting a quality product, that something that they're proud of, right? And that's why I recommend these ones here from the Global Rose Store, right? The Global Rose Store. You can check them out. They've got a wide assortment of different flowers, but I've curated here for you some of my top picks. So if you feel that this is a bit pricey and you didn't want to spend as much, I got you covered. I got you covered because Amazon has got you covered. We know that sometimes people right now are on a budget, but you still want to show somebody you love them. And how can you go wrong with some of the top picks that I've created for you today? These are the best, I guarantee you, the best fresh flowers that I could find on Amazon. I mean, I looked and I wanted to make sure that when my aunt sent me these pictures that you see up here, like totally unsolicited, because they were so happy when you touch somebody inside, that when you send them a quality product that, wow, they can smell it like it was just picked the other day, right? There's a feeling that you're sending, a feeling of compassion, of gratitude, of love. You planned it out in advance. So I would highly recommend click through and find out why these are my top picks when it comes to fresh cut flowers for Mother's Day. Because show somebody that you care. Show somebody that you truly love them. How can you go wrong with this assortment? I've personally used this assortment myself multiple times. You know what I mean? It's worked out really well. So let me know what you think. Maybe roses or some other flowers aren't always the most appropriate. Sometimes they have a different sort of connotation. Let's see. Shout out to Terry. I haven't seen Terry in a while. Hey, Terry, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate that. Haven't seen you in a while. It's nice to get some nicer weather here. So how are things down in Buffalo, if I remember? So Mother's Day is coming up. So I gotta start planning for that. I've been good. Thank you for asking. I just returned. I was away in Bali, Indonesia for a couple of weeks. So I was away and I haven't been able to really stream, and I was kind of out of the loop, but I'm just glad to be back. So I'm back from Bali, Indonesia. It's just wonderful. I've got sort of a tan on my tan. And it was just, I could really get self-awareness. That's what I needed. I went to a lot of unique places. I went solo a lot of places. So, it was so great to get outside of your comfort zone. So I've always wanted to go to Bali, Indonesia. It was amazing. Yes, I enjoyed it so much. So I hope you have a vacation plan for yourself as well, maybe later in the year, because I even got a big tattoo there. So this tattoo, I got it done in Indonesia. So this is a guru that I follow. And this was a bit painful. This was like 4 hours in Bali, but it was wonderful. Literally, I paid approximately $250 US to get this beautiful tattoo done. Look at the intricacy. And obviously, if you get it done here, it would be a lot more money. So it's just one of the beauties to remember my trip for. And it's also, I did it to remember where I'm from. And hopefully my guru, Babaji, is always around me now. So it was a wonderful trip. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I really, really appreciate that. I had a wonderful time. And if anybody's looking for a Mother's Day gift, please click through. I've had a bunch of clicks already on these flowers. I would highly recommend the 100 assorted flower, because you can see here the assortment was wonderful. These are actual pictures that my aunt sent me. So if you're looking for quality flowers, I would highly recommend These are my top picks when it comes to flowers. You cannot go wrong. Thank you for Terry for being here. Thank you for a bunch of other people that have stopped in and out because I have not been streaming for a while. So I'm glad to be back. It's been quite a while, but it's time, right? It's time to get back to work, get back to the normal skew of life. I'm so excited to be back. So it's Tony, it's my real reviews, and we're talking about featuring now the best flowers that you can get for Mother's Day, right? Take care of your mom. Take care of your grand aunt or your grandmother or somebody important in your life, right? I'd highly recommend you click through from either from the global rose store. So I've bought them multiple times, literally. I'm very happy with the quality because when you're buying flowers, sometimes you don't know what you're going to get, right? And you want to buy probably the best flowers. Mother's Day is coming up, and arrange for it in advance, right? Because if you care for somebody, the last thing you want to do is have them show up a couple of days later because they're so busy. You have to plan it for it in advance. So now's a great time. Mother's Day is coming up, whether it's a grand aunt, somebody that you love in your life. Make sure that they know that you care, right? I think that was what I learned when I did a lot of self-realization in Bali. I got to go, and I remember at the end we all kind of talk and say, what did we get out of the guided meditation? What did we get out of the breathing exercises? And I felt I got a sense of self-love, that my whole life I've always loved other people, but I've never loved myself enough to care and to make it count. So that's exactly what I got from going on vacation, and I got to go to the waterfalls and the beaches and all those sort of things, which are great for our outer self. But there's something more deeper that I was looking for my inner self. And I think I found it in Bali. Like I would truly go back there to live part-time of the year and experiment and just keeping new people, keeping open to meeting new people and having new experiences. It's been wonderful. So I'm just glad to be able to share that, because I think too often as men, I don't know, it's not considered cool or normal to be vulnerable and show that, hey, there's so much more out there, and we don't have to be stuck in our sort of dogma. What we know isn't maybe the way it always truly is or gonna be, right? And a perfect example of that is when we talk about people riding on the backs of elephants. Right? People have done that for hundreds of years. You'll see wherever you go, you'll see carvings and all that. But only in the last few years, the last 4 or 5 years, have we really truly understood that, hey, elephants have weak backs and you shouldn't be going on top of them, right? And through social media and social media shaming and all that, people are changing their attitudes and they're refusing to go on the backs of elephants, and everything is changing. But just because what we knew beforehand, if we just said, oh, well, why should we change? Because we've done it for hundreds of years, It's the same thing when it comes to smoking tobacco, right? I mean, we've done it for hundreds of years until we realize, well, yeah, the studies they show us is pretty bad. It's not something you want to have close to you, right? So it's the same thing. I got so much self-realization. Anybody out there who's got any travel plans, definitely check out Bali, Indonesia. I was there for a couple of weeks, and we were just finishing up with the best flowers that I've really enjoyed, purchasing, and I've given to so many people over the years. And check out the assorted 100 pack here that you see. You can see my aunt got them and she loved them. And just be aware, they do have the long stems there. So you will have to sort of chop them down if you don't have a long vase. And you're going to get a lot. 100 flowers is a lot. So my aunt ended up sharing them and giving it to neighbors and friends. And, they're beautiful. They last for weeks when you go for the carnations, and they make a wonderful Mother's Day gift. So with Mother's Day coming up, you want to make sure you buy really the best that you can afford. So I've got some other ones in there which will not break the budget and the bank if you're not looking for spending so much. But these ones are the freshest flowers I've personally sent out to people that I love. Right? It's very important they get a quality product, because sometimes if those flowers were sitting around and you don't know how good they are or whatever, you want to make sure with Mother's Day coming up that you show somebody that, hey, this is, wow, they remember you, that they're going to take a selfie or a picture with those flowers and they send it to you just, organically on their own, unannounced. And that's what happened to me. That's what I love, to surprise people. Like, I gave these flowers when it wasn't Mother's Day, so they weren't expecting it. And that's the best thing. When you surprise somebody when they're not expecting it, that's love. That truly is love. So, like I was saying before, Mother's Day is coming up. Even if you don't have a mom around anymore, if you have somebody in your life that you truly care for, that has had an impact on you, right? I would definitely recommend these flowers here, the 100 assortment. They have a huge thing. So you go on, they have a 200 pack, they have a 300 count, 350, 400. So, I mean, the price goes down per unit if you really want to get a huge, but I think the 100 is fine. It does go down per flower, but 400 is a lot of flowers. Like, they may not have room for all that too. So you got to think about that. But it's up to you. If you really want to, maybe you've got two moms or multiple people that you want to show some love. So you have some options. Click through, because these fresh flowers that you see here are the ones that I've personally sent out. I've personally bought these because I want to make sure that you're giving love. You're not just giving flowers, you're giving love. Because if you don't give a quality product and they're not happy, it's going to also reflect on me. What kind of influencer am I? So I hope, you get something as beautiful as this for your mom or your aunt or somebody that loves you, or you love them, right? So that's what I want to talk about when it comes to the flowers. So please click through. Let me know what you think of the assortment that I've presented here today. They're wonderful. You can't go wrong. We're going to go on to some other products as well. When it comes to fresh flowers, the 100 assorted pack that you see here, that you just have to click through. And guess what? Here's a pro tip. Once you click through, you can also find other products or flowers or other things. But if you want to really have an impact for Mother's Day, this is what you want to give right here. I definitely tell you, will not go wrong with some of the best fresh flowers. But plan for it now. They may not have stock, or they may not be able to do the delivery, or plan for it now. If you care for somebody, you care for an aunt or your mom or somebody special in your life, now's the time to show. And the best way to do it is plan ahead. Click through and find the flowers that you like and arrange for the delivery right now. Because trust me, everybody's trying to deliver on Sundays, and it's probably one of the busiest days of the year. So I'm even going to go see my mom earlier on. I'm glad she lives only an hour away, so I can go see her, because there's going to be a day when I won't be able to see her, right? And I would never miss an opportunity to see her. There I go, getting all emotional. Well, Mom, I love you. My mom specifically asked me not to bring flowers. Isn't that ironic? So, if your mom tells you she doesn't want flowers, you have so many different options. We're going to be talking about the Acer Spin that you see right here, the Acer Spin laptop. I'm going to be bringing that up right now. Let me just bring that up right now. So this is the Acer Spin laptop. I took it on my vacation with me. And the best part is it converts into um, a tablet, right? Because a lot of times people need the versatility of the touch screen. You need the laptop. So I'm on the beach, and this is so cool. It's like I'm having a huge phone. I can just turn everything over. I can go vertical. I can go on TikTok, just like that. So if you want something that makes a great gift, it's a bit more pricey. So this is the way to go. I would highly recommend from Acer. It's a Lenovo. It's the convertible tablet, which converts into a laptop, or the other way around, the laptop, which converts into a tablet. So you can see there I was on the beach, and there you go. If there's any downsides to it, I'll give you the downsides. The battery life on a fully charged, and I used it all over Bali, and it's not the greatest, about 5 hours, but it's not bad. I did a ton of work. I watched Netflix series, and you got to keep it charged in. 5 hours on a fully charge is not bad. The speakers on this are not the greatest as well. So what you want to do is you want to have your Bluetooth um, speakers, right? And you want to plug it in so you get the sort of the best sound quality, right? If you're going to go with the speakers on the laptop, if they're not going to be the greatest, I tell you that. They're functional, but I'm telling you like it is, because I use this laptop for the last 2 weeks on vacation, in lounges, on beaches, wherever you go, and it was great. It did the job, but at the same time, it's got a few drawbacks. Be careful. You don't want to get sand all over it. But the fact that you can have that touch screen, right? The fact that you can use this wherever, whenever, you don't have to be using the keyboard like a traditional laptop, is what gives it the versatility. So I definitely recommend click through to the Acer Spin 5. It's got the Intel chip inside, and find out why I recommend it. I took this on my trip for 2 weeks, and it was great. It did the job. I'm using it here, I'm using it there to get work done, and it did the job. It's not too heavy as well. It's not like a Mac Air. It's really super light. It's an average weight, between, I think, about 3.5 to 4 pounds around there. So it's the average weight. It does the job because it's very functional, and that's what you need when it comes to a quality laptop, right? Which is convertible, right? Because it converts down, it becomes a large screen tablet, is what you need, right? So that's what I need. Most people like the fact that, hey, they like using their phone, but they want a bigger version of their phone, and that's the beauty of the Intel. So click through to the Acer Spin, and let me know what you think. I've been really enjoying it. Thank you, Acer. Thank you, Amazon, for sponsoring that. It was just it was wonderful. I really, really enjoyed using it. I'm still using it. But again, when you come home, unfortunately, you don't use it as much as you would like to, because of the same standard reason. Is why? Because of the fact that it's not as practical, right? Because when you're home, you don't want to put on the laptop because you've got your big screen computer ready to go, right? But it makes a big difference if you start practicing it, because if you want to get something for mom nicer, other than flowers, this is the way to go. The Acer Spin 5 converts easy into a tablet. You turn it over, start using that touch screen, you're good to go. I used it on the beach. I used it all over Bali. So if you're looking for something lightweight and practical, so remember on the two downsides where, not 5 hours battery life is average, not superb, but it's average, and the speakers are average. They're not the greatest. So get out your Bluetooth headphones and start cranking it up. So those are my best recommendations for something when it comes to better quality. So thank you for everybody who's out there today. Let me know what you've been up to. We're going to be going through all my top picks when it comes to Amazon and all the different flowers. You can't go wrong. Like I said, I've curated some of the top picks when it comes to flowers. So if you're looking, you've got a budget and hey, you're only looking to spend this much or that much, you can't go wrong. There's lots of flowers, but may not always be for all fresh cut. The quality you don't know. We don't know about the delivery. So I would highly recommend you click through to any of the ones I've listed. But the assortment that I did for you for the 100 pack is probably my top pick because I just really want to make sure when I'm sending flowers, because I don't send them every day, that they are something unique, something special. Here's got some tulips here, so that's a great option. So just make sure whatever you're choosing that it's available at that time. So click through and find out some of the flowers that or gift cards. And gift cards are another great option as well. So I would definitely recommend a whole selection of the different gift cards. I've got the Starbucks here listed. We've got Dave and Buster's. We've got so many different gift cards for you today. How can you go wrong with mom and the Starbucks gift card? Flowers, just showing appreciation, showing your mom some love, because that's what it truly is about, right? It's not always how much you spend, but it's about showing love, isn't it? So I'm here. I'm just chilling time. I'm glad you were here. We're chilling. Um, So this is Tony's Real Reviews. We've been talking about some great gift ideas for Mother's Day. So how can you go wrong? And like I said, um, when we got the MasterCard featured here, that's another top gift card if you're looking for something which is non-floral, right? Because remember, not every mother needs, um, you know, um, um, basically flowers, right? I mean, I wish they all did, but I mean, in the end of the day, um, it really depends on what you need, what you want. Let me just find the ones that I prefer. Which are the ones? These are the ones that I got. Yeah, here we go. These are the ones here again. These are the ones that I got from my mom, and I want to show them to you one more time. Let's remove this out of here, and let's go back to these flowers. I mean, how can you go wrong with the assortment here? Click through. I mean, these are the best flowers that I could find. I wouldn't get the 200 or 300, 400. I think that's a little bit of overkill. But if you want, you can. But look at the quality of the assortment there. Look at that. They do come long stemmed. So be aware. So unless you have a long vase, they will have to sort of cut them. It's the only way, in order to do it. But look at the quality, the assortment of the flowers that they sent. My aunt was just loving it. She said they lasted for weeks, right? And that's something you don't get when you don't give fresh. You give something, there's a lot of options. Yeah, there's different types of flowers, fake flowers, and all that. But maybe I'm old school, but I prefer giving fresh flowers for Mother's Day. So I would highly recommend click through. These are my number one top pick for Mother's Day. Because if you love your mom, you love your aunt, you find there's somebody that you truly care for, click through because these are the ones that I've personally purchased multiple times. I've gotten so much feedback from people who've loved these flowers. So click through and let me know what you think. We are live here on Amazon. We are live on YouTube. We are live on LinkedIn. That's right. We are live. But again, click through if you are able to on Amazon.com. And I've been talking to you about Mother's Day. So Mother's Day is very special. Even if you don't end up giving flowers or your mom's no longer here, just find somebody you can connect with that you love. And, if you don't get them flowers, send them a card, send them a gift card. Just tell them how you feel. Because you know what? Our time in this world is short. Trust me. Shorter than we all think. It can just in 1 minute things can change. I've seen it. And the best way to show gratitude, the best way to show appreciation is with whatever you have planned for Mother's Day, right? Whether it's flowers that I'm showing here, these fresh cut ones that are the best, but whether it's with a gift card, whether it's lunch, whether it's whatever you can do to show somebody that you care, I'd highly recommend that you make Mother's Day count. Right? Look at these flowers. I've personally bought these flowers multiple times. And that's the only reason I'm showing you these flowers, because they are some of the best flowers, the assortment that you can't go wrong with, the colors, and you're going to get a phone call. You're going to get a message saying, thank you. And that's all you want. You want to bring if you want to bring a smile into somebody's life, you want to bring some love. And that's what I would recommend. So click through, and these are my top picks from the global. It's called the Global Rose Store. Yeah, so they've got a huge selection. If you click through to their storefront as well, so you can't go wrong with the assortment that they brought, that they give you. So click through, and you're gonna enjoy, receiving love when you give love, and that's what I like about Mother's Day. So I'm going to be wrapping this up. I've got a bunch of other flowers in here, but I think these are the ones you really want to show people. Click through to these flowers when they're fresh cut. When you have 100 assortment, and you have a great sort of gift guide or whatever your message is. If it can be anonymous, it can be just emotional. Whatever you want to do, just tell somebody you love them. That's all I got to say, guys. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to come back again later. Cheers and peace out. And remember, click through to these flowers. You can't go wrong. This is what gift giving is all about. Click through, because love has no boundaries. Love just keeps giving. Love is love, right?